Boy, I know what I want. I know what I want. Just what I know what I want. I know what I want. Don't tell me, 'cause you swear.
What's good, guys? It's your girl Aubrey. Welcome back to our channel. So today I am coming to you guys with another story time, and this story time is more on the cringy side. It's something very traumatizing that happened to me when I was younger, and it was so traumatizing that my family didn't want this to happen to any of the other younger kids. So rules had to change in the household that this took place in, and I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, what happened? What is it? And I mean, I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time I got a splinter in my foot. I know y'all like, that's it? A splinter? Bitch. I know it sounds really minute, but no, this was a very traumatizing experience for me, and dealing with the splinter that was as long as my pinky and literally like this thick. Yeah, very traumatizing. Not your little everyday, ooh, got a splinter kind of splinter. No, this was a ER situation. Okay, so before we get into this story time, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Also make sure you guys click that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you guys will always be notified if we're uploading content. And with all that being said, let's get into this story time. Yes, fluff. Can you guys even tell that I blow dried, hot comb, and flat ironed my hair 2 days ago? You can't tell? I can't either. Natural hair problems in the summer. Ugh. Okay, so this traumatic, very traumatic experience took place forever ago. Took place once upon a time. This took place, I don't even know how old I was. I want to say I was like, my shadow is like really distracting me. Like, wouldn't it be scary if I'm sitting here talking and then my shadow did something different? Let me not even think thoughts like that. Bad girl. But this took place when I want to say I was around like 6 or 7. I feel like one of those two ages was the proper age that this happened to me at. And I was at my grandma's house when my cousins came down. My cousins originally came from Columbus, and they would always come down to my city, which is Dayton, and they would come sleep. Okay, they would come sleep over my grandmother's house, so it was just routine. If they were coming down with my aunt, I always came to sleep over, because back then I lived like 3 minutes from my grandmother's house. I could literally walk in my backyard and see my grandma in her backyard. That's how close we lived to my grandma back then. I remember back in the day I used to say sleeping over the night, and that my dad used to hate when I would say it, and I said it for a good amount of time too. Oh, I'm gonna go, we're spending over the night. I should say that in this video just to annoy my dad. So I'm gonna do that. Dad, if you're watching, this is for you, sir. The whole fam, all the younger cousins were spending over the night at my grandma's. It was closer to nighttime. I want to say it was around like, I don't know. It was around like going on 8, maybe 7, 8 o'clock. It was nighttime. I remember I was already in my pajamas. It's time to settle down. Take a nap, go to bed. Okay, so it was one of those. But I just remember I was very hyper. I was jumping off the walls, downstairs cutting up, upstairs cutting up, on the steps cutting up, in the basement cutting up, in the attic. I've actually never been in the attic. What a liar. Lying right to your guys' face. My bad. So I was just acting really crazy. I mean, I was always excited when my cousins came down, because we all just used to act crazy back then. So we fed off of each other's energy. But I believe that that night I was feeding off my own energy, and I was just the only one hyped. Because if I recall right, I was the only one acting a fool. So I end up upstairs. I get in this hallway, and the hallway is a little bit longer, and like I said, all the hallways are hardwood, so I don't know what gave me the bright idea to start moonwalking all up and down that hallway, but I'm moonwalking on this hardwood floor. I'm legit gliding on this floor at that time, and I'm feeling it. Wind is blowing because the air conditioning was right there. I'm cool. I'm going to my fullest potential because I wasn't getting hot. I was just going. And as soon as I get to the end of the hallway and I'm about to do my little finale, I feel this sharpest pain in my foot. And it's crazy because I knew something was wrong, and something told me, like, my reflex, I just fell to the floor and grabbed my foot. And then the pain came a little bit after I grabbed my foot, when I realized and looked at my foot and saw that there's a huge chunk of wood in my foot right now. And I wish I still had pictures, because my dad used to have pictures once upon a time, but this happened over 10 years ago, so that those pictures aren't around anymore. Not to my knowledge, unless they went and got them developed without my knowledge, but I doubt that, because I don't know. This wood, guys, I kid you not, was as long as my pinky. It was as long as, like, this full length that you see was how long this splinter was, and that's being dead ass. It was as long as this pinky. It wasn't as thick. It was like this thick, sticking in my foot, guys, in my foot. So at this point, I'm crying, I'm screaming. My cousin is peeking out the bathtub like, what is going on? But she can't see my foot. So I'm just like, okay, scream. So I start screaming. My aunt runs upstairs and sees my foot, and she instantly starts freaking out. So her initial reaction was to get it out of my foot, like anybody's initial reaction would be. So she runs in my grandparents' room and grabs a pair of like tweezers or little pliers, I don't know, to try to get them out. Guys, this wood would not budge, and the pain that I felt with even the slightest movement of her trying to get it out, it hurt so bad because it's piercing in my skin. So basically my foot looked like a kebab, okay? You could see there were two lumps of skin, and then the part where there was none, because it pierced in my foot. Guys, it's inside my foot. 2 pieces of skin is piercing through those two chunks of skin. So it's skewered into my foot, literally skewered into there. And it was not budging that way with the tweezers. My aunt ends up picking me up, carrying me down the steps, and takes me right to her car. And she's like, okay, we need to get, you know, we gotta figure this out right now. So now that I'm thinking back on it, like, I was really getting messed up in this situation, because instead of driving me immediately to the doctor, my aunt drives me to my parents' house. So we get to my parents' house, she picks me up, takes me in the house, and they see my foot and their faces are like, at this point, they're like, we gotta get her to a hospital, to the doctor. We have to get her somewhere, because this is crazy. And so my aunt ends up running me back to the car, and my parents are basically like, you know, wherever you guys go, we're just gonna meet you guys there. It's one of those situations. So she takes me in the car, and she's like, okay, we're gonna try to find the nearest place for you to go. And we end up at urgent care. So we pull up in the parking lot, and I don't quite remember if my aunt went in there and had somebody come out, or if they saw us and then they were immediately like coming out to help. But my aunt picks me up, shows the lady my foot that ends up coming outside, and she turns us away out the door. She said that my injury was too severe and it's something that they can't handle there. And I'm looking at her like, heifer, if you don't get this wood out of my foot right now, girl, I'm gonna take the foot and slice it down on your face and make it cut you in the face. Do not play with me, little Bethany. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm a little girl and I'm dying. You better make something work, shake, twerk, do something to help my foot. Do something. Because you standing there turning me away ain't gonna help nothing. We had to leave. And so the lady was telling us, like, you guys need to go to Children's. They'll help you there right away. So I'm like, you know what? Gucci. My aunt's like, okay. But guys, Children's was, if I'm remembering right, was not as close as urgent care was to our original starting point. It wasn't as close to urgent care. I just remember we're driving through downtown. I'm literally trying to think of whatever I can to deflect the situation, but guys, I was in some of the worst pain I have ever felt. Being so young, my body is not understanding how to react to all this pain that I'm feeling, so it was just really a horrible drive to Children's. It was really just, it was the most painful thing in the world, and my aunt felt so bad. She's trying to calm me down while she's driving me there, telling me we're almost there, it's okay, trying to, you know, start conversations that'll kind of take my mind off of the pain. And I mean, it did help, but at the same time, I was in so, guys, if you guys have ever had a splinter at that size and you've been through this, please let me know, because if you know that pain, it's the worst, the absolute worst. So we finally get to Children's and we're immediately getting help. They see my foot and they bring a wheelchair, so they end up immediately giving me medicine. And guys, when I tell y'all that medicine slapped, it was like a mango, it was a creamy like mango medicine, and it tastes really good. And I know it's like you have a splinter in your foot and you're worried about how good that medicine tastes. Yes guys, the taste of that medicine literally took my mind off of my splinter for a while, like a couple seconds, because that medicine was so good. So I remember the lady asking me like is the pain going away? And the pain was starting to go away a little bit, but that medicine was so good I wanted some more. So I lied to her and told her I was still in so much pain so I can get a little bit more, and she gave me a little bit more and I was real happy. But by that time, my parents ended up meeting us at the hospital, and so they ended up calling me in there. So I get wheeled into the operating room, guys. I'm going into a full foot surgery. So they lay me down on the table, and guys, I am shook. I'm not one to deal with needles, getting shots. I hate all that kind of stuff, and it's crazy that I hate all that, and I have a tattoo that goes up the back of my neck, like running along my spine. Like, I could handle that, but it's just crazy to think I'm still scared of needles and getting shots and stuff from the doctor. Immediately they're trying to get started right away to take away the pain, so they start to numb my foot. But like I said, I hate pain, and you know, as a doctor, they have to let you and the parent know what they're about to do. So just knowing when he's saying we're about to numb the foot and seeing him get the syringe ready, I'm like, oh, take me guys, take me now. I can't do this. This is a torturous night. I can't. This is treacherous. This is devilish. No. So they end up numbing my foot, guys. And when I tell you guys, it hurt so bad feeling that needle go into my foot compared to, not even compared to, if it hurt so bad feeling that needle going in my foot, knowing I already have so much pain going on, and then this is adding on to the pain. But it ended up taking a little bit of the pain away. But you guys don't understand, like, when it's going in my foot and the two pieces of skin, it's like it's really tight. My skin is like bunched together, and it's not supposed to be that way. So it still hurt really bad, and it wasn't gonna stop hurting as bad as it was until they took it completely out and got my skin to lay back how it was. So at this point, I'm grabbing on. My mom is right by me, and I'm grabbing on to my mom's neck because the pain was so bad that I was feeling like I ended up like making her neck red in the back. I don't know if I left a bruise on there from how hard I was grabbing the back of her neck, but it was like I was just really going through it, and my dad was on the other side of me feeling all this. So mentally I was feeling like all this pain, or I thought I was feeling all this pain even after the numbing medicine was on my foot. But after that, it got to a point where I was just going crazy screaming, and my dad was like, Ivory, why are you screaming? They're not even touching your foot right now. And I was like, oh, and started laughing. And I'm just like, okay, let me quit freaking out like this, and let me just calm down some, because once I like snap back to reality, I'm like, okay, I don't even feel that much pain. So eventually they ended up taking these pliers and they cut in between, like where I said the skin was bunched up in these two areas, they cut in between there and cut the splinter in half. So I felt so much relief after they did that, that I was just like, oh, I just felt my body, like, because I was so tensed up, I just felt myself kind of relax. And then after that, they just pulled it out from each side. So I remember they had to keep cutting pieces, and then they ended up pulling it out. And I had felt so much better. I mean, the pain still hurt because I ended up with 2 holes in my foot, and my skin was kind of raised. But it sounds so cringy now to think about. I'm just talking about it like it's nothing, but when I'm thinking, it's like it was really a cringy experience. They ended up cleaning my foot, they put a bandage on it, and I was really geeking because after that they gave me like this little gift pack that had like nail polish and candy and stuff in it, and just making me feel really good. And they're saying, oh, good job, you made it through this, good job, you're really strong. And I couldn't wear a shoe on that foot for, I don't remember how long, but I couldn't wear a shoe for a while until it completely healed. And every night I had to put an ointment on my foot and clean it and everything like that. So I mean, the healing process, it was kind of painful with the hole still in my foot and my skin being kind of raised. So it was really still kind of painful healing, but I started to think less and less about it, and I ended up being okay. Ended up healing just nice. Now you could look at my foot and you would not even be able to tell that happened to me. I don't have any scars from it or anything like that. And it was so funny after the fact because my dad had a picture of the splinter in my foot, and he was showing this picture to everybody. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed the picture to a stranger just walking down the street. He showed this picture to so many people. It would be times where I'd be in the car with him and I'll see him pull out his phone, and I just know he's showing them the picture of my foot. I just know he is. After that, like I said in the beginning, rules changed in my grandmother's house to where we weren't allowed to be barefoot in the house on the wood floors. It didn't matter. Like, she was so strict about that. After that situation happened, she didn't want that to happen to any of the other kids or happen to me again. So we all, even the adults, we all made sure that we were wearing shoes, house shoes, whatever, on the hardwood floor, so that a situation like that would not happen again, because I don't wish that upon anybody. It was just a horrible situation. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this cringy story time, and I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.
I need feelings by 4 of them, more of them, more you on me, on us. Just tell me you want me, yeah, one day.